Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, your source for exceptional video analysis of stocks, ETFs, and indices so you can become a better trader. Today is August 3rd, Monday, August 3rd, first day of trading in the month of August. Take a look at the action today, and then we're going to look at four stocks: Apple, Coach, Michael Kors, and Skyworks Solutions. All right, let's start off here with the Dow. The Dow was down almost 92 points. At one point, it was down another 100 points. You can see the close is below the last 3 days. So reinforcing the bearish short-term and intermediate trend that's going on. The S&P 500 wasn't quite as bearish, and its scenario is not quite set up. It's a little more sideways in terms of the moving averages. Now, if it breaks down below this low and starts to break down more, that will change. The NASDAQ, similar type thing, and we've talked about how the NASDAQ alignment's a little more bullish than the others. We do have this short-term bearish pattern in here that I'm watching to see if that plays out or not. We did get closes below Friday's low in terms of price action, but that's the only day on the S&P and the NASDAQ, and same thing on the New York Composite, NYSE Composite. I call it the New York Composite. It's a New York Stock Exchange Composite. And it's got the 10 below the 21, below the 55. So the short-term and intermediate trend I still look at as down. And we'll see what kind of continuation we get out of this. Russell 2000. Similar type picture in terms of the move today, move to the downside. Short-term trading index, the 10-day, the blue line, the 10 days 1.26 was still in the middle there. The VIX rallied up, took out the high of the last 2 days, and then sold back down as the market rallied. A lot of that market rally came in the last hour or 45 minutes, cutting the loss, pretty much in half. And I think it was down around 150 points or something like that, 2 o'clock Central Time, 1 hour to go. And let's see, and then the last one, the high-low index, again, it pulled back down. It was up above zero. The zero line pulled back down. We've got 3 declining peaks, so we didn't change that structure. Had 102 more new lows, 52-week new lows than new highs today, so that was the net on the New York Stock Exchange today. All right, that's a quick look at the indicators. Let's look at oil and gold real quick tonight. United States oil, USO, continues to push lower, and this is just new multi-year lows in here, I believe. Just multi-year lows. And on the crude oil futures, West Texas Intermediate, WTI, closed at $45.30 today, down $1.82. So that's, of course, the USO is going down. In sync with that, naturally, gold, let's look at GLD, the ETF, down 0.83 today, and it is a lower close than this whole cluster. It's the lowest closing day of this cluster, and I think it's going to just reinforce the move to the downside. Gold on the futures exchange closed at $1,085.60, down $9.50. So that's the way the commodities are looking there. And all right, that's it for the market. 1 day of price action. Let's jump in and take a look at Apple. Okay, Apple. This is just reinforcing the picture I talked about on July 22nd. When we had this big move down, I said I thought this was a head and shoulders top. I thought this was a big topping action, and this has done nothing but reinforce that picture to me. We got this neckline across here. Looks like it's breaking down out of this. We opened a trade idea in here to get into puts on this day, I believe it was, and had a short-term target that we hit this morning. It's interesting, that worked out beautifully. The low today was 117.52 and the target was 117.65. So that was beautiful. And then the puts, therefore, were up 98%. So that was nice. Trade details of the trade ideas are on the Trade Ideas webpage. You just need to be a subscriber to access first name and email, and you're good to go. And so right now, this head shoulders pattern, got out of the trade idea today because a couple of things. We've had a good move down. We've hit the 233-day moving average. That's what that is. I don't use the 200 and the 50. I use the 233, the Fibonacci numbers, and this is 55, and this is 21, okay? And so they hit the 233, got a little support, pulled up, came back down a little bit, and it's right in here, and a big bar. This is what I call a WR bar, a wide-ranging bar, okay? Got some of this from Linda Ratchke. She focuses a lot on that, or she has in the past, and you know, the whole cycle between compression and expansion, and this is a big expansion bar. So the real question is, do we get continued fallout? You know, if this gap's down tomorrow, I'm going to regret getting out of the position, but right now decide to grab it and see what happens, and see if we solidify, pull back up. We might set up and look for a re-entry, get down. This line here is my estimated move on the head and shoulders, which puts it down about 106.5 to 107. So we'll see whether or not the waves continue to pull out. And the other thing to focus on here is we got a big old gap sitting here, and where's the bottom of the gap, in my opinion, is at the 112.49. So we'll see how strongly it goes after that gap on the short term. All right, the next one we'll take a look at is Coach. And Coach is, let's see, look at my notes. Coach is out with earnings, I think, tomorrow morning before the market closes. I don't think they came out today, but it was down pretty good today, down about 2.5%. And Michael Kors was down big today, down 8%. And I think they were all kind of in sync. So we get this big, strong move to the downside. All the moving averages are aligned negatively. And the thing with Coach, well, let me rescale this. The thing about Coach is we got this big head and shoulders top up here, big topping action, pretty clear, and you know, after it broke down out of that, it started to pull back, broke down out of that. It now looks like we're in this declining channel here, downtrending channel. And so when I look at that and think, well, okay, you know, maybe this was going to continue down. I'm not seeing any bullish divergence on Coach and the indicators. And when you look at the minimum move on the head and shoulders, based on this, it comes down to around here, around 26.5 or so. And it's interesting that would just rhyme right in with the bottom of that channel. Let's take a look at that. If you bring this over, you know, so it's going to be interesting to see how fast does this come down, and does it come down this far? But that's my estimate in terms of what I'm seeing right now. And the next one is Michael Kors, and like we said, Michael Kors was down 8% today. Big whack down here, but I don't think their earnings are out until Thursday before the market opens. But it's been in such a strong downtrend that it's just pretty negative. Now, the one thing, couple things going on here. When I look at this, I see there's a lot of trading congestion right here, okay? So this could be getting some support right in this area. If it continues to push down, I think support could come in right in here, and it closes this big gap down at this line, which is right around 34.88, something like that, because it didn't quite close it back here in June 2011 or 2012. So we've got a little gap that could be closed, but we're getting a lot of bullish divergence here in this last section. Now, some of that's failed in the past. I mean, when you got it at this point, and all it did was push sideways. You got it a little more back in here as it price pushed down, but the indicators did not. And you got a little rally, and then it failed, it pulled back down here. So we'll see what happens. We'll see whether or not price is going to just break it, and I'm getting it on all three indicators. So we'll see whether price is going to smash down through that, or whether this scenario is going to hold. I mean, you got to go with price, and right now, you know, the trend is down and pretty strong. So I have to watch to see if it starts to turn. The last one tonight is Skyworks Solutions, and this was another trade idea we got into today, got into with puts. And this broke down out of this little, what looks like a little bear flag wedge to me, upside down flagpole, little flag, and breaking down out of it. Now we'll see whether we get some continuation out of this or not. We've got some potential support points in here, and I've got an initial target down in the mid upper 80s, I believe, as an initial target. So we'll see what kind of continuation we get over the next couple of days. All right, that's it for tonight. And if you're watching the video anywhere else besides my website here at joehenches.net, head over there, take a look at the post I had out there for you on Saturday. It was called, What is Oil Telling Us Now? Or I think that was the title, or something close. I don't have it in front of me. But anyway, all right, I'll be back. Everyone have a great Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be back on Wednesday night with another market wrap.